we approached it as if he was like a stylist and he was just coming to me with pieces. And essentially having that in mind, it's like all we did was just go in there and just figure out which fucking outfit made sense every time. You know what I mean? It's like it wasn't too much thought put into them songs. We was just literally just cranking them shits out, but also just vibing in between times, so the energy was right. You know.
Microphone check, 1 2. What is this? It's the 5'7" assassin in the podcast business. I am your host, Rohan Patra, the rap music plug at your service. Here we are again at the end of a rainbow. Today's guest, Fly Anakin, is no stranger to delivering albums that leave a distinct imprint on the listener. As seen on past records like Frank that envelop you in dusty old soul records and introspection, FlySiifu's that welcomed you into the record shop concept with two homies who enjoy trading bars, smoking weed over some sick jazz rap instrumentals. But on his latest album, The Forever Dream, Fly Anakin took a noticeably different approach, opting not to follow a distinct concept or theme, trading premeditated forethought for a more freewheeling approach, allowing for the album to reveal itself over time through fun studio sessions with the album's executive producer, Detroit legend Quelle Chris. And the results of this approach were absolutely terrific, as this new album sees Fly Anakin operate with so much freedom, embracing new sounds, new collaborators, resulting in an incredibly loose and dynamic album that manages to push all the right buttons, balancing spontaneity with expertly crafted cohesion at the same time, peppered with some of the most heartfelt moments of Fly Anakin's entire career that really allow you to get to know the man behind the music. In this episode, we dive into how his relationship with Quelle was formed, their effortlessly natural collaborative process creating the Forever Dream, and much, much more. The Rap Music Plug podcast presented by QLC TV is the remedy to the I don't have anything good to listen to problem. Through in-depth artist interviews, album reviews, and general rap commentary on the best that the underground rap scene has to offer, this is your one-stop shop to knowing what to add to your queue, play next, or pop into your record player. Welcome to the show. Fly Anakin, how you doing today?
I'm alive and well. How are you, Rohan?
I'm doing pretty well. I did my first DJ set, helped organize a show with Prem Rock and friends. It was actually hype. It was
Oh,
actually really hype.
you from Canada, right?
Yeah, I'm Toronto.
I was just noticing you say hype. Like
Is
we
that
used to.
a Canadian thing?
It's some old American shit for real.
That's hype.
They used to say that shit in the 90s, like in the 80s. And like you
Yeah.
could be hype, but like people would call shit hype back then. I haven't heard that in a long time. That's interesting. That's crazy.
Yeah, Canada has some weird, like especially Toronto, we get a weird mixture of slang. Some of it's from the States, some of it's from just like other cultures,
Hmm.
like the like Middle East and shit. So we get a lot of, because especially where I'm from, Ottawa originally, a lot of Lebanese people. So we have a lot of like Arabic slang. And obviously, as these things, as you know, like even white people start saying that shit. It's-
I got a question. I got a question. So when they say you cheese me, what the fuck does that mean?
You cheesing fam? It's like, are you like, I guess it's like, are you like, are you kidding? Like, are you cheese? Like, if I say like, oh, you're cheese fam, that means like you're like upset or you're like bothered. Like, oh, you're cheesing fam, like or something like that.
Okay, yeah,
To
yeah.
be
I
honest,
like.
I'm not the right person I don't use that shit because again, like I'm a transplant. I'm from Ottawa, so I grew up making fun of Toronto and then I moved here. So
So you ended up adapting to certain shit. Like you
yeah,
grew
like
up certain
I
stuff.
use fam. I use fam. I like fam. I feel
Yeah, fam
fam's
is funny.
fam's
Fam, I say fam in a very funny way. Like it's like fam. Like
yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah. I don't say the fam way though. I
it's an
don't.
O in there, like fam. That shit is I
Yeah.
like that song.
That's like that. Yeah. It's really it's truly like so funny when white people say it. I just have to say it's like brings me
Yeah.
joy, also makes me cringe like so much. An extreme amount, but you know, that aside. You got this album dropping on Friday. How are you feeling about it? You were saying earlier you're nervous, but also like anxious, excited.
Yeah, it's like I'm not in like a bad place about it, but I'm just in the question mark place
Hmm.
because, like I said, I don't really know the outside perspective on it. Like I've talked to the people that was like on the album, like the people that was there while I was making it, and it's like they fuck with it, but it's like everybody usually be like, yeah, this your art. So I don't really be like hearing that shit no more. It's like
Hmm.
you having to see what the world gonna say.
Do you have like any like do you actually like go deep into not only like critical reception but also like fan reception? Like do you go in the comments? Do you like look on social media a lot when a record drops?
I be peeping like heavy when it's like when it's fresh, but like once I let go, I just kind of let go. But like, yeah, in the beginning, I'll be like, so what do you think? What do you think? And I'm reading the articles and stuff. So like, yeah, it's like I definitely want to know. Like just when it's fresh, but once it's out, it's like having a child kind of like motherfuckers gonna judge it, motherfuckers might call it ugly, motherfuckers might love it, you know what I mean? It's like I just need to see what the fuck the general consensus is, and after that, I can stop caring.
I feel you. That
But
makes
right
sense.
now, I'm like overprotective over this album.
Man, I always say like
Nobody has it yet.
I would be so anxious and I'd be so sensitive to every comment. I get sensitive to some annoying person in an interview, like replying on a YouTube video. And I'm like, yo, fuck you, man. I get so annoyed for like a day. It's
Yeah,
just so
that shit
dumb.
matters. That shit really matters, and people like to act like words don't really like affect them. You know what I mean? I might not say too much like out loud, like if something affects me, but I'll just like grind. You know what I mean? Just like do things that make me not think about that kind of shit. You know, it's
Yeah.
like I keep balance. You know what I mean? It's positive and negative at all times.
Between now and the last time you were on the show, which was 2023, lots has happened in your career. You released an EP, and then very much so something that we got tapped into each other was you did a lot of touring. Like you were on the road a lot. You were also on the road with your partner, talented rap artist bbymutha. I'm curious about like that experience touring with someone like that close to you, sharing the stage and all that. Was that even more fun than you expected? Was it more challenging than you expected? Like how did that experience look like?
It was like so like there's differences and comparisons like this was the two tours I did last year, the Damo one and the Baby Mother one. It's like I had a really good mix of people in the Damo joint that I'm like just getting to meet, you know what I mean? Like it was like a whole lot of my friends, but it's like I was just now kind of like meeting Damo's DJ and his tour manager, which is his cousin. And the energy was good. Like I had a good time with them. It was just like kicking it with the homies, like all over the country. You know what I mean? But then like doing it with my girl was like it's almost like taking the crib everywhere. It's like you know what I
Mm,
mean? It's like past the chill session. It's like the person that you live with. You know what I mean? Like y'all can take care of each other. It was an interesting tour. Like we didn't have as much I guess like assistance on that jump, like me, Kahuna, and her, like we were kind of just like driving. Like me and him tag team drove. He drove most of it.
yeah.
And we tag team the tour management. We sold merch like out the trunk and shit in several places. It's a beautiful tour. You know what I mean? It was like, but I also noticed it was like her crowd is her crowd. You know,
Yeah.
it inspired me to like really want to like focus on the people that fuck with me. You know what I mean? To like kind of just keep that shit alive and like you know what I mean? Like take it beyond just music fans. Like just try to keep the community actually a community instead of
Hmm.
like people just like popping in like every time they hear a song they like and then dipping out. You know what I mean? Trying to keep this shit as like streamlined as possible so everybody get what they need out of this shit. You know what I mean?
I mean, I think you and like the whole like Mutant Academy really think you guys do a good job at fostering that kind of welcoming community. I always get that feeling from all you guys. So it's not surprising whenever I meet any of you that, that actually is real and not just something you hear on wax because you can't fake it. Like there
Yeah.
are sometimes there's some artists where you're like you think they're one way, you think they're like super nice and stuff like that, and then you find out stuff about them or you meet them yourself and you're like, damn, you're not. You're kind of whack. That happens, but like even when that usually when that happens, you kind of look back at even just listening to the music and you're like, I could see it. I could see why this I just chose to like, give them the benefit of the doubt, but you can see it.
No, I definitely understand that. Like I'm work the way that I like operate on some music shit, like usually the people that I get like especially like underground rap, it's like the people that I gravitate to is like if I meet them in person or if I like seen their come up, you know what I mean? It's like if I got like any kind of inkling of like some kind of truth behind your shit, you know what I mean? Like I tap in. But it's usually based off of that. You know what I mean? It's like
Mm,
it's almost like a referral system. Like I have to like know for a fact you are good people to really like delve into that shit unless I'm just that much impressed by the shit that you're doing, you know.
yeah.
But the personality is almost more important than the music.
Right. Right.
Because if you're a bad person, I'm not listening to that shit.
100%. And you got this new album, The Forever Dream, executive produced by someone who I really hope is a good person, because that would be probably like realizing, Santa Claus isn't real, I guess. In the one and only Quelle Chris, who just like one of my favorite artists, but also just seems like such a good dude in like everything I've read about him, other people I know that know him. And I know from when we spoke back in Toronto last year when you were with bbymutha performing that this one has been in the works for like a really long time. And so I'm first curious, no? Or was the I thought you were saying that this was
Hell no. So I'm gonna say the idea for this album came up when we did a Lex record showcase in London. It's probably last year, maybe. Maybe
Wait,
last
for
year.
real?
No, no, it wasn't last year. It
It was
wasn't
like
last year.
2023
It was
at
20.
least.
It's 23. You was 23.
Okay,
You
then
were
maybe I knew it'd been worked on for like longer than just last year. But yeah,
yeah.
okay, fair
Good.
enough.
The good
Yeah.
majority of that album was done in 2024. Like so,
Okay.
by the time I was on tour, by the time I went on that first tour with Damo, I was getting like finishing touches for it, and by the time I was on tour with Mother, I was done with that bitch, and it was like master basically.
Yeah, I think why I felt that way in hindsight, because I was like, I thought you said that. I think it's because when we spoke, it was done, and that was in April of last year.
Yeah,
So
it was
it's
cooked by
it's
then.
literally a year later, and I just was like so impatient because I know you dropped "You Got Me" like later, like fall last year, I believe,
I can't even remember, but
or it was like
yeah,
late in maybe it was even like December, November, but it was last year, and so
yeah.
I was just so anticipating like when am I gonna hear about this Quelle record? Like, come on, I gotta have it, and yeah, so like, so is that where your relationship with Quelle first started and metastasized, or was this prior to that?
Oh, the me and Quelle linked for the first time in like 2019, and we made a song and a half or some shit, and like we never talked again until like maybe around the time Death Fame it came out because he wanted me to go on tour with him, and
Mm.
it didn't really work out how it was supposed to. So you know, what I mean, we chopped it up at that time, but after that we still went not talking because we wasn't really like we cool. It was like we wasn't really friends for at that point. So we did the Lex showcase and Sifu hit me. He was like, "Yo, you should do an album with this nigga because he kind of like me, like referring to himself." And
Hmm.
I was like, "What you mean?" He was like, "As far as like the collaborative spirit and like just sequencing things and putting shit together, like he's just really good at that shit." And Quelle would tell you himself, like niggas is terrible music listeners. Like I told you, I don't really tap in until I know for a fact that you are a good person, unless I just caught something and I'm blown. But like I never really got like too far into what the fuck Quelle did musically until we was already making our album for
So you
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 know what
weren't
I
really
mean?
like heavy into his catalog.
Nah, not really.
Interesting. Wow. Okay.
But it's like him as a person made me want to check that shit out.
Got
I've
it.
been aware this whole time. I just wasn't clicking. You know what I mean? It's like I'm kind of stubborn with shit like that. But Sifu. Was like, yo, y'all should do that shit. Me and Quelle was in the same hotel, like I think like two doors away from each other, some shit like that. So every night after like cause when we was out in London, we was probably out there for like a week or some shit like that. I can't remember. It was several days, but every night we would leave wherever we was linking at. Me and him would take the Uber back to the spot and we would walk out to the McDonald's around the corner. We went to McDonald's every day for like
Damn.
4 days straight. And I think going on them walks with him, it just showed me like dude really cool as fuck. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that album with this nigga.
And so
And
that was that Lex
pretty
Records
sure that was
showcase.
it was 2023 because
Right.
Skinny Max was like a thing at the time.
Mm.
I think it was the Be Kool-Aid release show slash showcase thing. So I'm pretty sure, yeah, because me and Q was also in one of them Be Kool-Aid videos, but they never put it out. But we shot that bitch in London at the same time. So all this stuff
Uh,
happened at the same time. Be Kool-Aid shit came out and we figured out what we was doing.
yeah, that's a. I really wish I was at that show. That's one of my favorite records. Period. That's
Yeah.
really cool though. Okay, so after I guess after obviously collaborating with him and tapping into his music more thoroughly, as you said, after the fact or while you were collaborating
There's
with him,
still a lot of shit I haven't heard though.
what do you what draws you to his kind of style of music? What do you think makes him like special as an artist?
The nigga just don't care. It's like it seemed like sometimes it seemed like Q in there playing, but like he literally just like enjoys doing what he's doing, like to the point where he's like a kid in that motherfucker. Cause like age don't really exist when you in the studio with that nigga. It's like everybody in there is kids. We all playing the game. We laughing. It's like if you hear like the skits and shit on the albums, like those was just like voice memos I had just from kicking it with this nigga. You know what I mean? Like we in there freestyling, taking shrooms. We took shrooms one time. It's like we just did mad shit that weekend. Like well, not that weekend, but like like we started arranging like essentially like monthly link ups. Like it'd be a week, like this month, that month, and then we take a little break and then we go back to it. Probably took like 5 link ups to make the album.
So it was
We did
done
like a week
primarily
every.
in person?
Yeah, the whole shit was done in person. Like when I wasn't around him, I wasn't working on that album. Not on purpose, but I was working on Keep Holly Alive. So I
Okay.
couldn't really like I couldn't do I ain't gonna say I couldn't do both at the same time, but it was a way that I could separate the two and keep myself from getting flustered.
Right. Right. No, that's really cool. And so you're saying how he's like or Sifu was saying that he's such a like a special collaborator, like very similar to Sifu in that case. What is your opinion after outside of him just as a solo artist, like what's do you think made him such a good collaborator for this record?
I think it's just like we approached it as if he was like a stylist and he was just coming to me with pieces. Like, yo, try this on, see if you fuck with this. And if you don't, fuck it. If you do, let's rock out with this shit. You know what I mean? And essentially having that in mind, it's like all we did was just go in there and just figure out which fucking outfit made sense every time. You know what I mean? It's like it wasn't too much thought put into them songs. We was just literally just cranking them shits out, but also just vibing in between times. So the energy was right, you know. But Quelle, like, I think just on some collaborative shit, like he's not really stubborn, but he know what he like, you know? And he also will like see something in some shit that you might not see something in. Like I make a lot of beats, so sometimes I'll just like throw him to the wayside, but this nigga be like, no, this is special. You need to do something with this. And a lot of times the nigga be right. So
Mm.
it's just really like just I'm just peeping off the last 2 years of collaborating with the nigga. It's like we make some good shit. So I trust him.
Yeah, he really sounds like the type that has just one of those guys that has good taste, like across
And that's
mediums,
literally what it is. He's just
uh,
really he got good fucking taste. Like he just knows.
like
Yeah.
even like album covers, like art, like visual, like the
Mhm.
videos he has are always like fucking sick. Even
Yeah.
just random skits, like he just he knows, like he just knows funny, he knows hard, like it's just
The nigga is
incredible.
just mad. He like he mad DIY. Like he I seen
Yeah.
him make like certain shit. Like I was thinking like if it's like if I listen to that shit, I think that he had people with him sometimes. Like it really just be him layering his voice correctly. Like it was one time we was recording in LA and that nigga like basically taught me how to like how can I even explain what the nigga did? Because I can't remember what the word is right now. But like I got a thing with like layering my vocals. Sometimes I'll just do it the exact same way that I just did it. And he was just like, yo, you gotta like stay in a certain way and you gotta calm the fuck down and just say that shit. And like that helped me figure out a whole lot of shit with my layering after the fact. You know what I mean? He's really like an uncle, like big brother uncle type shit. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah.
And I think what I hear on the Forever Dream is something that I do think translates to a lot of his work because like I think what this album achieves is this really great balance between like something that's very raw, very unfiltered, but it still feels like it's also just polished and cohesive. Like that's where I was saying to you earlier, like I feel like this album does so many different things at the same time that like usually you can't do at the same time without it just sounding like robotic or something, you know. Yeah.
Like, I appreciate that. Like I said, the shit it's been a roller coaster like life wise. So like I'm absorbing media and I'm watching how people play in the game. And all I can do is throw my little rock in the pond and see what the fuck happens. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that shit because, like I said, I have no idea what the fuck people think about this shit. I don't know, and I hope it's gonna go well. That's all I can say. It's like
I,
I felt the same way when I did Frank. So like I've been telling myself to just let off and trust the process. You know. So
yeah. And I mean, I think people are gonna lo love it. And like one of the things that you say, I think in the write-up for this record that I found pretty fascinating, is about like how you and Quelle are opposites, but
mhm.
then which is kind of why you guys worked so well together. And I'm curious, what do you actually mean by that? Like, how are you opposite, and then like why do you think you were able to still work together despite those differences?
It's like we got a lot of similarities, but like the ways we differ is like it's like he's from a whole nother walk of life completely. It's like he's from the Midwest. I'm from the East Coast, South Hemisphere side. You know what I mean? It's like the nigga listen to everything. I don't um, which is important for shit like making an album. You know what I mean? It's like
Hmm.
I can come up with shit, but like I still don't know about that fucking 90s, 80s rock ballad shit you know what I mean? It's like it's certain shit I'm not privy on. You know what I mean? He was there for a lot of shit that I was just not there for. So like a lot of time in the basement and recording that shit was just me and him just researching shit because I'm like, the fuck is this? You know what I mean? He like, yo, this, you know what I mean? Or I'm like,
Hmm.
this sucks. He like, nah, this don't suck. This is from this and blah blah blah. It's like, you know what I mean? He's got a way of breaking shit down and showing you like the genius behind things. Cause I'm not I wouldn't say I'm closed minded, but I definitely have my like my barrier of certain sort. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like certain shit I won't even let intrude because I got like my preconceived notion, which is bad, but you know what I mean? I'm identifying with that shit, trying to change that, you feel
Yeah.
me?
Exactly. And like, when it came to piecing this album together, how did you guys work together when it came to like making creative decisions? Like, did someone take the lead on like, beat selection, or were like you responsible for like mainly focusing on getting collaborators? Like, how did you guys like divvy up all the responsibilities that go
Oh,
into making a record like this?
we really did both. We both did all that shit for real. And it's like I couldn't take the executive producer hat from him, you know what I mean? But we definitely was switching that bitch around the whole time. You know what I mean? It's like he definitely put the finishing touches on that motherfucker. But there's certain songs and certain beats that I had prior, and I'm like, yo, maybe what do you think about this? You know what I mean? And some of them shits landed. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It was definitely like a double-edged sword. It's like we didn't really have too many like differences. Like there's one song in particular on there that I really don't fuck with, but he persisted on, and I'm not gonna say which one it is
I was
because
about to ask you.
I can't tell you. I'll tell you off record maybe, but like
Okay.
it's like it's certain a certain element with this album. It's like I wanted to challenge myself to make an album with somebody else that could precede what I do. Essentially, it's like I can make an album. Like I can prove this to myself. I can make an album. I can make an EP. I can collaborate with a motherfucker and make a great album. Like I done made classic shit. So I'm like, if a motherfucker can like put me in a room and like tell me like, yo, what color is this shit? And be like, I say it's blue, and nigga be like, nah, I need you to explain why it's green. It's like motherfuckers is I needed somebody to throw a wrench in the play. Like it's like it's too I ain't gonna say it's too easy, but it's like I know my way around this shit so much and I fucking prove like so much to myself that I wasn't even expecting. And it was just fun to just take that backseat just a little bit and just be a student, you know what I mean? Like Quelle like 10 years older than me, so it's a lot of extra knowledge that I don't know that he has.
Yeah, and yeah, there's many songs in this album that feel like a change of pace from what you normally would do. Um, and so I think that kind of like speaks to what I get the impression of, that this definitely puts you in your out of your comfort zone. And I guess to you, it's like it allowed you to kind of show yourself that you can do different things and that you wouldn't even try because, you had your formulas and your whatever, your approach.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely just wanted to just try to see what I could do, just challenge myself in a different way.
Yeah. And yeah, with this record, there's like this really cool, like freewheeling sound that puts you in pockets that like we haven't heard before. Like I'm thinking of tracks like Not Too Shabby. Your flow on there is crazy. Like even just what you do at the end. Uh, there's a lot of songs, like there's some gospel elements there too. Um, what was like the inspiration behind like the direction musically you guys took this record in?
We started the album. The first song we made was the second track on there called Team Summit. And I didn't know what the fuck to do next. But we also was just like, we gotta keep making songs. And by the time we made the intro, I think we kind of had it figured out.
Mm,
Like even though we didn't, we just kind of knew it's like stay in a certain direction, but don't do what we just did. You know what I mean? And the other ones like the outro with Sifu and Too Rich, like I recorded that in LA just at Foisey's and you know what I mean, just played it for Q. He was just like, yo, this is crazy. We need to keep this. Um Check on Me with Logi. I made that shit in London in 2022. Yeah, we just started like piling shit together. Like I started sending him certain shit. I'm like, yo, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? And we put all the stuff that we had from me and the new shit, and we just said, all right, cool. We gotta do this. We gotta do this. We just kept we just making songs. You know what I mean? Just
mm.
kept making songs. A lot of that time we spent at Silk's crib, just smoking weed, playing the game, and I think that shit is very vital to my creative process. Like since I was a kid, I was just playing video games. And before I was smoking weed, my brother was in the room smoking weed, so I was catching the contact. It's like this is really like part of my like my ritual for real, for real. So the whole time I'm just playing video games and smoking OD weed and just laughing. We just fucking joking all day long. You know what I mean? It was a beautiful process. Like one of the easier albums to make. You know what I mean?
Interesting. What was the game that you were playing, or games you were playing mainly?
I brought my Xbox, so like it was times where niggas was running like Call of Duty. It's
Mm.
like we was playing Tekken at the time, the last Tekken that came out. Fuck, what else was we playing? That nigga got like one of them old ass emulator joints with like a million games on that bitch. So we was in
Oh,
there
okay.
just trying shit out. You know what I mean? Yeah, we was just fucking around, like really just being fucking children in there, bro. Like we was in that nigga basement for like 80% of that time. It's like we would go upstairs to sleep, but we would go right back downstairs to go work, like 10
Yeah, with
o'clock.
with this record, like you were saying how it's been like a roller coaster for you life-wise as of late, or like leading up to this record. Um, but as you're describing the process, like it's really clear that you were having a good time. You're saying it was like the easiest record for you to actually create. Your music has always consisted this like element of like goofiness, of sense of humor that doesn't take itself like overly seriously. It's very like approachable that way. But on this album, man, there's like many times where you're like literally laughing. Um, and it's just
Mhm.
clear that like I get everybody listening to this is clear you're in a good mood while creating this record. This coupled with some of those like more gospel inspired tracks or like the like yeah, I guess the Forever Dream is gospel inspired, like the organ there, like
Yeah,
it's it
that's a scary song.
like it was a fucking goosebumps shit, man. Like for real. It like it adds like a I guess why I bring that up is because it's like you're having fun and all this. You sound really free, but then there's these other moments that are like really weighty that feel like speaking to you like your journey as a man, as an artist, like where how far you've come. I get this sense of like pride, of like genuine freedom, of happiness. So I'm curious to understand like more detail like what was your where was your head at, what was some of the influences that you were kind of like bleeding through in your kind of the things you were rapping about, were you noticeably in a more like comfortable positive mindset when making this?
I think being able to go to Q's and record it and like not be in Atlanta or LA or Richmond, you know what I mean? Like I spent time in Baltimore, but I never spent that much time in Baltimore. And he kind of live in the middle of nowhere. So like once you get there, it's like it's his crib is like it's the houses are separated like a motherfucker. Like because you can see the other house, but it's like it's plenty space. Like you can listen to that music as loud as you want to. So like I don't know, bro. It's something about that basement, bro. Like it's something about that setup. Like once you get in there, it's like you just instantly like you teleport into this like groovy ass mood. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you don't really like in those moments I won't really think it too hard. It's like it's always shit going on. But like in those moments I won't really think it too hard. And I was just chilling and also getting ready to do a lot of other shit. You know what I mean? So my mind was just moving. And I'm also thinking about the Mutant Academy album. So like while all this shit was happening, it's like we finalizing things on that side. It's like shit going good at the crib. You know what I mean? It's like we got our own studio space. You know what I mean? It's like it's just a lot of it was just a lot of good shit happening for no reason. Like kept back and forth having to go to Baltimore for random shit. It's like we ended up going on the tour with Dom or whatever, and I can't remember where we were going on the East Coast, but like we hit up Q. I'm like, yo, instead of getting a hotel, let's just fucking pay Q. Like this thing got like 6 bedrooms in that fucking house. So like
Hmm.
E Damo, Gray Matter, I think E1, um, Damo's manager and his DJ. Shout out my brothers. My nigga, fuck, I can't even remember. I ain't gonna hold you. That just fucked me up. I can't remember niggas' names at the moment. It's gonna fuck me up because I know these niggas' names. God damn, this is not good.
It's the weed, don't worry. Blend
No,
the
it's
weed.
definitely the weed. But wow, I'm burnt. So yeah, all of us was in that nigga house, like mobbed up for like 3 days, bro. And this was after the album was done essentially, and like I don't know, it's like, bro, you just realize like you doing the right thing. Like certain, you get around certain people, it's just like you don't feel like you have to like keep your guard up and no shit like that. It's like it's an energy thing, bro. And that nigga basement, special, bro. Special place. I like making music in that basement.
Yeah, like that's a kind of like I'm glad you kind of explained that because that was the next thing I wanted to talk about, which is that like I really get the impression. I know you in the write-up you described this as like mindless music. And initially when I read that in the write-up, I was like, okay, I assume there's gonna be like not this like overt, rigid concept. The album be like very fun and loose. And those things are true. However, this simultaneously feels like the album that allowed the listener to like learn about you and your world quite a bit, maybe even the most, even maybe potentially more so than like a Frank album, which I know is very personal to you, because it just feels like we're hanging out with you. And like you said, there's no guard up. It just feels very authentic. It feels very natural. And I wonder by not consciously maybe trying too hard to like overthink what this album is supposed to be, what's the concept, it naturally kind of like unfolded to allowing you just to be yourself. And that way it kind of led to this album that I feel is like really heartfelt. And there's like a lot of moments here that I feel are like, especially like the title track, for example, that are like some of your most heartfelt tracks yet. So I wonder, like, how do you think this more like freeing approach, maybe like less calculated approach, helped you tap into a deeper level of authenticity or openness as a result?
I wish it was like a fucking calculated crazy way for me to break this shit down, but I didn't. I was just chilling. I was just chilling. That nigga Q was like this shit hard, this shit hard. While we was playing the Forever Dream beat, and I was like, yeah, it's cool. It's like it's cool. It's like a shirt that's just like a little. It fit a little bigger than I expected it. So I'm like, it's alright. You know what I mean? It's like, but I had to take that shit to the crib. Like I couldn't even do it there. Like the first time I heard it, I'm like, I don't know what to do on this shit. So we changed it to something else. But I took that joint home and I was at the gym and I was listening to Styles P. And I think it was the Lick Shot song. And that nigga, I just wrote the first 4 bars on that beat. And I took that and I went back to that. And I did everything else on that beat. And I only did one verse. I left that shit like that for like probably like 2 months until the next time we linked. And then I did the last one and I was like, okay, I see the vision. It's like the song had to kind of create itself, you know what I mean? And then like the hook was like kind of like raw in a weird way. Like he just
Hmm.
I had two, I did the take twice and he just like cut and used both of them in a way. And I was like, what the fuck is happening here? You know what I mean? But after that, I heard it as it was and it was kind of bare, but him and Chris like went back and like did some post production on that shit and they made it sound huge. Like put a
Yeah.
fire situation on it. I don't know how this shit worked out, but I think Chris Keys did the singing on it. Like it's not actually a choir, it's just him.
Oh, man, that guy's a fucking genius, man.
Yeah, he's
Jesus
amazing, bro.
Christ.
He's amazing. And while I'm thinking about it, Kenny and fucking Shan.
Those are the DJs?
Ken and Shan. Shan is the DJ. That's my brother. And Kenny is the tour manager. I feel terrible about that. I just
No,
had to
I'm
get.
good you got that in. I'll
I
leave
love
that
them
in for
motherfuckers.
sure.
They so cool, bro. Like that was like that's like a whole nother family. Like they mama type shit. But yeah, that song was scary as fuck. You know what I mean? Sorry for segueing like that. But that song was like it felt bigger than me. You know what I mean? Like it felt like you could play this like for my mama. You know what I mean? It's like so I don't know. That was a special one, I feel like for sure. And it's definitely like it's like that feeling that you get when you finally get a chance to like express how you feel like perfectly in that one moment. You know what I mean? It was like I'm thinking about my mortality and shit. I'm thinking about like wanting more from myself, but I'm also just trying to be present and like realistic with what the fuck is happening in that moment. So that's where that came from. There's no real calculations behind that shit. It was just I didn't want to rap on that beat, but I had to see the vision later.
Yeah. I think, yeah, it goes back to that, like that environment you were in. That allowed you to take your time, that allowed you to feel like open and like comfortable, I guess, to even get to that level of, introspection, whatever. So yeah, I mean, I think that that dynamic is just all over this record, and I think people are gonna really enjoy that. Um,
Yeah,
and
I hope so.
when we did speak in Toronto, I know you mentioned that this like you felt like this is like you were really proud of this work, basically. Like I think you probably said it was your best. Like I agree with that, but I think you said it. Why could you elaborate on why you feel this is your best though, and like why you are so proud of how it all turned out?
So I can't do nothing but base my new thing to my old things because I got so many of them, and it's like there's several like I wouldn't even say classic. I wouldn't even like self-proclaim a classic and no shit like that. I feel like that's kind of corny, but like it's several projects in the catalog that people consider classic and important to the era or whatever. So I'm like I can only base it against those. And I'm like, it's fucking with those. Like it's kind of shitting on a lot of them too. So I'm like, it's good. Like, and mind you, like me being anxious, it's like I'm not like alluding to like me being like not confident about the music because I'm very confident about the music, but I just don't see where it fits. So it makes me feel questionable. You know what I mean? It's like it's not necessarily negative or positive. I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck about that happened. It's like I don't know, but ooh, I forgot the question. But yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's I'm just vibing. I'm really just vibing, bro. I'm just vibing and I'm hoping that every time I go into the to the album mode that I come out of that shit with something good or
Hmm.
something great. You know what I mean? Something amazing. Like that's my only intention doing this stuff. But beyond that, it's like the music is it's like it's just the mood, whatever mood I'm in.
And I think what when you say like you just don't know how to like classify it or you don't know where it fits, I think is how you said. I get what you mean because like yeah, like when I was listening to this album, especially initially, like I couldn't really yeah, I couldn't really like definitively like explain how I felt or like how I would describe the album because it's so many things. And I think that is like a pretty that's a risky type of album to make for a lot of people, you know? Like
Yeah,
if
yeah.
it and it might not because it's maybe a bunch of things people might not be able to wrap their arms around it if it's not done the right way. But I think that's the beauty of this record is that it was done in such a way where it just feels so complete. It doesn't feel scattered at all. Like it actually just feels like incredibly complete, even though there's a shit ton of different sounds and like you got the like the soulful stuff that I know like you know you've rapped over a lot of kind of beats like that. But then there's also like these really like dusty textures that Quelle has like routinely gravitated to in his career that kind of gets blended into this. That it's just like a really cool mix. Not to mention like those moments of introspection that are really putting you out on a limb, I guess you could say.
Yeah, that should make you feel vulnerable. And I think I'm pretty sure that's added on to the anxiety. It's
Hmm.
like I really gotta like pull up naked on them one time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's so much to love about this album. I mean, the collaborations too, certainly being one of them. You got some great collaborators. You got FlySiifu's partner. You got bbymutha. You got Silk Money, and many more. You also have Too Rich, and you mentioned the track already, the gospel inspired closer. Thank you. That's an incredible song, and holy shit, does Too Rich fucking kill that? Like I already love him. He's been on the show with Sifu before. But like that was such a great choice for like a finisher. It was so climactic. I just
Yeah,
really loved it.
I'm a big fan of Too Rich, and he got an interesting story, bro. So like when we went and made that song, like I said, it was all just we was just chilling. I didn't know that it was gonna make the album, but we all just wrote verses, let that shit loop. I believe Foisey was just making that beat that day, and he was like, "We need that," or I don't know. It had to happen that way. Usually, that's usually how it happens when we in LA. But we all started writing, took turns going in the room, came out. It was like, damn, this shit kind of hard. And yeah, Quelle heard that shit. He was like, we need that. Basically, just stole that from me. I was gonna just keep it in the stash.
Yeah, like I mean, it's also cool hearing him on that kind of beat because like I've heard him on It's Too Quiet on some of his solo records. This was like a
Mhm.
different pocket from him, and yeah, like the sequencing on this record generally was just really stellar because that was like the perfect kind of note to end this record on.
Tour is definitely one of my favorites. Like out of this whole coalition of people, it's like Tour is like he's standing out a lot, you know. And I was glad that he was able to step on that shit the way he did. So I was honored to let that be the outro. It's like because I know people not going to expect him to even come like that. So
Hmm.
like I want people to take Tourist more serious. He deserves it.
Yeah, for real. Um, the last thing I'm curious about with this record is like, was it when you first approached Quelle about making this, did you initially have it where he'd be like exec producer, or did you actually think it would be like, because he produces some of these beats too on this album, like, did you think it would be fully produced by him and then it kind of morphed into something different, or was it always this?
Crazy because he had the same confusion when I like when we like put it on paper. Because I was like, I wanted him to executive produce from the jump. It's like I don't mind doing like a one producer thing, but it's like I just did Skinemax, so I'm like I want to do something different. So I told him I wanted him to executive produce. That nigga thought I said produce, and we corrected it. And that nigga just went and started collecting beats. But when we first started, like we went to the dollar bin. Well, not to the dollar bin. We went to the record store. He hit the dollar bin, and we made that first song and another one that didn't make it. And the next time we linked up, he did the same shit, but he always had a tuck like a stack of beats. You know what I mean? For us to go through. It's like child actor. It was a whole lot of child actor beats,
Hmm.
like shitload of them. Like, and it's kind of shocking that a lot of them didn't make it, but it's just it was a lot of people. Like I don't know, like a lot of people I never really peeped before, like that I ended up working with. Like I wasn't expecting to work with child actor. I wasn't expecting to work with Mono and Stereo. Um, even fucking Michael Parkinson. You know what I mean? It's like it's people I never even met half of these people. So like I'm just like taking myself out of myself and just like creating. You feel me? For the sake of what Q thinks is like, you know what I mean, fire. And for my final say, essentially, it's like, yeah, I think it was a good experience, bro. It just opened me up and showed me that I could outsource. Like I come from a place where we just try not to involve people and shit, because we all do everything. So it don't really be a reason to have to ask anybody for nothing. But this was an outsourced ass album. It's like this was from everybody. It's like you got my usual people there, but they're not that prevalent on this one. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Just kind of new. You know what I mean? Even on FlySiifu, like that was a good majority of people that I always been working with this whole time, like with a couple different people, but like the majority was home base. You know what I mean? So this shit is out there for real, for real.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what's cool about this album. Like it is new. It is putting you in different pockets, but it's also like I wouldn't go so far as being like, oh my God, this is like Fly Anakin doing something like you've never could have like no, it's still like people fans of yours are gonna have an easy time, I think, eventually getting with this record pretty quickly. But at the same time, it is really different in a lot of ways. Like Child Actor, that I just as you were talking, I was looking at which beat did he actually produce, and yeah, he produced one of the most out there beats on here, Not Too Shabby, which is a fucking incredible joint. Like absolutely everybody on there kills it. Including you, like man, I love the way the verse finishes where you start laughing. It's just
Bro,
like
I ain't have nothing else to say at the end. I was
like
just trying to feel that shit. Yeah, that was a good experience. The fuck up was real for sure, and we kept it, and it just happened to work for some reason. Even like there was a couple fuck ups on that album. Like if you listen to Times, like the second verse, I was like, that's like I referenced an old Lil Wayne bar. I was like, soon as you get it hot, skirt, it go to
mhm.
people. It's like the mic actually fucked up when I said that shit, and it just worked. It's like
That's funny.
it was a easy, like easy album, like in a scary way. So like yeah, I don't know. That shit created itself for real. That was an ancestry for sure.
All right, well now looking up in the future here, like when it comes to upcoming projects or anything people could be thinking about coming up soon down the pipe, merch, tour dates, what should people look out for?
I'm touring with Silk and Quelle, and hopefully we can start that shit like end of August, September type time. So you can expect a tour.
What's that
Um,
good? Do you know like area? Is it gonna be like North America, just States, Europe?
North America for sure. For sure, North America. Maybe like a little bit of Canada, cause I don't like going through that border and shit. Like man, on the way to the the Toronto date for the mother tour, we
Yeah.
smoked so much weed and threw so much weed away. I don't ever want to go through that again. So I don't know. We would have to just figure out how to map it. But
Yeah, you
yeah,
should definitely
show love out
definitely map Toronto in there. I promise you. Go do Detroit,
Canada.
go do
Canada,
Detroit, then go do Toronto, man.
yeah, Canada show love for sure. But like if we coming from Detroit, we definitely gonna have some weed on us. So I just gotta figure out like a Dropbox situation so we can come back and get that shit. But
Yeah. we got weed here. It's free. I mean, it's not
Not the
free.
same.
Jesus, it's not free. It's legal, I meant to say.
Not the
Can be
same.
free for the, right people.
Not the same. It's not the same.
Mhm.
It's okay. It's okay. But yeah, Canada weed is scary. Like I had some gas out there though, and yeah, it was hard to trust it. It's like where the fuck did this come from?
Came
Like,
from
who did
it feels
this?
very easy to trust, but yeah.
I know what you mean. Like I'm not saying like I can't trust it, like I can't smoke that shit, but I'm just like, where the fuck did this come from? Like why did grow this shit here? Like it's like I don't believe that part of it. Like I wonder what the story is behind that weed. But yeah, I had some gas out there on that last tour. I can't even remember what it was called, but we took pictures with the bags and the boxes and shit. We pulled up at a store, smoked that shit. It was amazing. Some of the best weed we smoked on that tour. Um, yeah, shout out Canada, man. Canada got some positives for sure.
That's
But
good. Yeah, it will be. I'm not gonna lie. The getting through the border is not like gotten any better. I imagine it's gonna be more fucking stress given all that shit that's happening. Just FYI. But yeah.
I bet. I bet.
And can you speak on any other like projects that are in the works for you or right
Oh
now?
yeah, getting ready to. Well, not getting ready to drop, but I'm finishing up some shit with Real Bad Man, and that'll probably be like top of next year, maybe. Um,
Fucking fire.
I feel like I want to do a deluxe for Forever Dream, so I'm gonna figure that shit out. I'm not gonna force it, but I'm gonna figure out that deluxe because we got a couple songs that didn't make it, and I want to make a couple more. And yeah, it would be nice to do that around the time the tour starts. Just drop the deluxe on it.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that real Batman's gonna be sick. I just like his he has a really like uniform, like staple blueprint sound.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see how rappers kind of interact with it. I really like the record he did with Z Loopers. That was that was fucking hard. The one he did with Luca last year was incredible.
Yeah.
Um,
haven't
yeah,
really I haven't really delved into them joints like that. And like truthfully, like I made sure not to. So when I made mine, it wouldn't like sound like nobody's shit. You know what I
right.
mean? Like it's probably not gonna do that either way, but I ain't want no influence at all in that situation. Just wanted to rap and fucking just get that shit off essentially.
Yeah, I'm curious to hear how that'll sound because like yeah, I think that'll be also pretty different for you because that sound is not something you've like done to be honest.
It's like it's it's a lot of rapping on there, and them beats, like I won't say like they call for more rapping, but like it's a lot of space. You know what I
Right.
mean? Those spacious beats, and I just kind of just did my shit essentially. It's like I had a pretty interesting time recording that shit. Like I did it on and off, on and off, on and off, like just as it came. You know what I mean? Like I'll just do like 3 to 4 songs, like 2 songs here, like 3 songs here, and fucking, you know what I mean? Just back to back until it just like kind of just turned into what it's turning into. I'll probably do a couple more, and I'm good on that jump. Should be solid for sure.
That's
Then
dope.
like,
But
do all that shit, keep all this shit moving.
yeah, yeah. But right now it's about Forever Dream. Yeah, like I do think this is your best album yet, and I just think like it somehow shows the listener like what makes you you without really trying too hard to even do that, which is like the best part. And other than that, yeah, it's just super dope, super fun, and I just appreciate you coming on the show. Like always an honor to have you here.
Thanks for having me again. You know what I mean? I appreciate your words about the album because they mean a lot. They mean a whole lot for real, for real. And I'ma just like I'm gonna stay who I am. You know what I mean? I'm gonna incorporate different styles and tools to keep this shit fresh and interesting. But I really strive to make my thing a thing to the point where I don't have to fucking do anything but my natural thing. You know what I mean? It's like I'm an experiment for sure. It's like I'm gonna delve into things as I grow and mature as a person, because it's a lot of shit that I'm doing now that I would have never expected to do 20 years ago or even 10 years ago. So like, yeah, I'm just keep evolving. Like, but I'm also gonna remind people why they fuck with me in the first place, and just keep this shit as authentic and genuine as possible. Like, that's all I can really offer to motherfuckers. So I don't know. Hopefully that's enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hopefully that's enough in the grand scheme of all this shit. Like, and it don't like end up just like being like some dream. No pun intended.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I think it's more than enough, man. And like I said, I think people are really gonna fuck with this. Like, I
Yeah.
really do.
I just want to see I just want to see what the world do about it. Like I'm in a very open, like comfortable space, like just with myself. You know what I mean? I work out all the fucking time now. It's like I care about me just that much more now. And it's like love is way more prevalent than the bullshit. So I don't know, bro. It's like I'm just shooting right now. I'm just shooting. You know what I mean? And hopefully something get hit. Hopefully it's a fucking headshot.
Yeah,
You know,
I think it is. And yeah, that happiness, that like freedom is right in the record. So really happy to
respect.
see that. Yeah.
Respect, for real.
All right, man. Well, yeah, thanks for coming on. Peace. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Rap Music Plug podcast. If you enjoyed this episode and want to not only support the show, but join the fastest growing community of like-minded indie rap fans, go to patreon.com, search for the Rap Music Plug podcast, and become a patron. You will gain access to an exclusive patron-only Discord that me and 70 plus people engage with on the regular, as well as other patron-only benefits such as bonus episodes, album recommendation reviews, early access to regular episodes, and much more. So if you have any questions about any of the Patreon stuff, or just want to keep tabs on the show, interact with me on rap music and all the great stuff that we can talk about, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at rapmusicplugpod, or shoot me an email at qlctv.podcast@gmail.com. You can also rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts and subscribe on YouTube and Spotify as well. But that's enough self-promotion for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Peace.